Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
What should I know again they represent for Teach Them? Oh no, we don't want no more bloodshed. We don't want no more youths dead. They look at Jamaica where we love, bring it back to what it was. Too much gangsters and thugs and AKs and slugs. Hey, take a look at the rainbow. Let your sorrows and pain go. You can't make life and no still I take life. Say you a murderer, one day you must pay the price. Life is so hard. Every day we see guns. You gotta live it up right. Are you wicked? Gun down. If it's not by police, by a gunman. That's the way it goes. Living in a the ghetto region. Teach them, down in a the ghetto where we born and grow. No, that the others mother one we know. Every day she said, teacher, protect your life. Vampires and bloodsuckers walk day and night. Them say my friend, them are no friend. Make the right choice. And make sure you listen to your mama voice. Now this, teach them because you're walking with your crew. You make me mother cry a straight lightning for you. But if you this way, you can get way. That's alright because I love teach them chant every day and night. So watch out. I don't want no more bloodshed. Teach them, entertain them, educate them. Again, they say that style.
Pips, big up on yourself. That look laggy and buggy look wild. I don't know why. But we don't want no more bloodshed. We don't want no more youths dead. The little Jamaica where we love, bring it back to what it was. Too much gangsters and thugs and AKs and slugs. Jaja. Life is so hard. Every day we see guns. You gotta live it up right. Or you will get gunned down. Alright, but I know it look like we have some local technical issues. People, you not see me, you not hear me. Big up on yourself, we're there. I'm tired, but we're there. Soon show no how to go. So let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly. Welcome to another episode of Extra Class. Episode number 327. So much of them you know me I lose count, but we're there. We are give thanks. All of the ones them in the building, big up on yourself. All of the ones them were healthy enough for a tune in, whether them a listener or them a view. We give thanks. You understand? Cause a road full of patrol out the family. You see me I say? Yeah man, the road full of patrol out there differently. So we have to give thanks. Down in Jamaica where we born and grow, Jaja. The COVID situation, I'm tired of it. You understand? I'm telling you that Friday night, I'm telling you again tonight. Me tired, generally, physically tired, but I'm tired of the COVID thing. When the spike started in early August, I said that before the month ends, we will have days where we will have over 1,000 cases. Thank God we haven't gotten there as yet, and probably, hopefully we don't get there. But the numbers today weren't far from the 1,000. As a matter of fact, yesterday was very alarming as well, because there were 18 more COVID deaths. That was for Friday, and 335 new infections. That was Friday, 835, with 18 fatalities, But the figures now for yesterday, Saturday, August 28th, are more than serious, I don't even know. We are living in a serious time. I need to link Tibetan. I need to get a dub plate cut with that tune, because time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. All over the world, everyone is in a COVID rush. Jaja. Record high 929 new COVID cases in Jamaica. 21 more deaths. Life is so hard. Every day we see guns. You gotta leave it upright, or you will get gunned down. If it's not by police or by a gunman, that's the way how it goes. Living in the ghetto region. Jamaica hit a new record high for COVID-19 cases in a 24-hour period on Saturday, as the island reported 929 new infections, along with an additional 21 virus-related deaths, pushing the total number of confirmed cases on the island since the outbreak to 66,663 and the confirmed deaths to 1,504. The new cases comprise 540 females and 389 males with ages ranging from 1 day old to 97 years old. Spare a thought for babies just born being infected by COVID-19. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, 132 of the cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 123 in Manchester, 105 in St. Catherine, 103 in St. James, 93 in Westmoreland, 85 in St. Anne, 79 in St. Elizabeth, 59 in Hanover, 48 in St. Thomas, 46 in Clarendon, 39 in Trelawney, 15 in St. Mary, and 2 in Portland. Portland is always a beacon of hope. Big up to all of the poorty people. We appreciate you know. Jaja. Meanwhile, the latest deceased comprised a 76-year-old female from St. Elizabeth, 74-year-old male from St. Elizabeth, 69-year-old female St. Elizabeth, 71-year-old male St. Elizabeth, 47-year-old female St. Elizabeth, 61-year-old male St. James, 71-year-old male, 72-year-old male, 42-year-old male, all from St. James. Also, we have a 66-year-old and a 34-year-old females. A 58-year-old female from Westmoreland, a 41-year-old male from Westmoreland, 56-year-old male Westmoreland, 38-year-old female, 38-year-old female Westmoreland, 33-year-old male Westmoreland, an 82-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 64-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, 62-year-old male Kingston and St. Andrew, 82-year-old female St. Catherine, and a 57-year-old male from Portland. Sizzler fan hot though. Jaja, big up yourself, mommy. The ministry said the deaths occurred between August 17 and August 28. One of the deaths was previously under investigation. 5 more deaths were reported under investigation, and the ministry further reported that there were 67 new recoveries, which pushed the total recoveries to 48,095. So there are 16,648 active cases on the island. I don't know what the situation for today is, as we won't get those figures until tomorrow, I think. I'm not even sure. Like, me lose all track, I think, most of the time. Because, Ellie, how are you, dearie? And thing, I don't even know. Empress Cookie, is in Craigis, what go on fam? Chanel, Tess, big up yourself. Empress Rosie, Nadine, blessings. Empress Pearly. See, the thing, rough, dirty, tough. The thing is so bad now that the health sector is on the brink of collapsing. Some people will even go as far and say that, Ryan Wagwan, and say that the collapse has started already or has occurred already. I will remain a little bit optimistic, and I will put it to say that we're on the brink of collapse. Let me try to put it into perspective and context for you know. Life is so hard. Every day we see guns. You gotta leave it upright. So panic swept across the nation last night, yesterday, this morning, when news emerged that there's not only a shortage of medical oxygen, but there was none in reserve. Reports are also coming forward which are suggesting that people may have died because of the unavailability of medical oxygen. To compound that situation even more is that in Jamaica land we love, we only have one manufacturer producer of medical oxygen, and that is the IGL Group, IGL Limited. Health Ministry response to oxygen shortage. The Health Ministry has released a statement confirming the shortage of medical oxygen across the island. It notes that suppliers and the regional health authorities are working to ease the crisis. With lives at stake, given the high number of hospitalizations associated with COVID-19, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is pursuing all efforts to support public health facilities that are low or otherwise now out of oxygen. Wow. How am I supposed to breathe with no air? I remember that song there. The ministry is now in dialogue with oxygen suppliers IGL Limited, who are seeking to have stores increased tomorrow into Tuesday. All hospitals, through the regional technical directors at the regional health authorities and senior medical officers, have in the interim been instructed on oxygen conservation while the island awaits the restoration of supplies. Of particular concern at this time are critically ill COVID-19 patients as well as non-COVID-19 patients in need of high amounts of oxygen. Surgeries will also not be performed as patients will not be able to be ventilated without oxygen. The ministry and the regional health authorities are doing everything possible to provide the best possible care while so much possible for all persons until oxygen stores can be restored. The ministry continues to encourage members of the public to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Ah, boy. Good night, Anake. How are you? It is good to see you, my dear. The thing rough, people. As me say, the dirty tough people. Yeah. There has been a picture in circulation on social media depicting conditions at the Mandeville Regional Hospital, Exhibit A. You know, the faces would have been blurred to, you know, at least protect the identity of some of our Jamaican brothers and sisters who have gotten caught up in this maelstrom of hopelessness. Mandeville Regional Hospital COVID ward full. Patients placed on mattresses. Mattress. Chief Executive Officer at the Mandeville Regional Hospital, Alwyn Miller, says the facility has resorted to placing some patients on mattresses in the outpatient department as the surge in COVID-19 cases continues. We provided mattresses for them to lie on. You will see oxygen cylinders in the proximity. That is a holding space prior to them being moved to the isolation ward when the space becomes available. And the space will become available in one of a few ways. One, patients meet full recovery and are discharged 2 COVID positive patient dies. I read a story, well, I saw something posted today that says that a doctor was relating a traumatic experience last night on one of the nation's hospital wards, and the doctor was saying that they almost lost a patient because of the oxygen situation, and the only reason why patient B did not die because patient A died to free up that oxygen tank. May I say that again? The doctor said on the ward, I don't know if I think that she almost lost her patient because of a lack of oxygen, and the only reason why patient B survived was because patient A on the same ward on a bed either beside or near died, freeing up oxygen. Imagine you laying on a bed, dying. Somebody beside you laying on a bed, dying. You have no oxygen, and the only way that you could have gotten oxygen was because the person beside you died before you did. Sabine Brokamp, that name looks German, could be wrong. Good night. And believe it or not, on August 29, 2021, there are still more Jamaicans than you would believe who are of the view that COVID-19 is still not real, that it is still some grand design, and whatever it is, people are dead. That's all I can tell you. Zane, you have people who are still out here going to underground parties, who are still frolicking. You understand? The whole lockdown situation. I was on the road yesterday. DS, speak up yourself. Okay, good night, Miss Brockham. It's good to see you. I trust that you're understanding what I'm saying. I guess you responded, so yeah. Do you have any Jamaican links? So I had a wedding to shoot yesterday, and that wedding is only the bridal party and the pastor and the videographer, which was me, and the photographer that were there. And the bride was to get dressed not at the wedding location, and it was virtually impossible for me to reach to her while she was getting dressed to video her. That is how bad the traffic was on the road yesterday. And that is a combination of the fact that today was a lockdown day, tomorrow and Tuesday will also be lockdown days. Yes, people knew that from last week, but the truth is some people never get paid until Friday. Some people, by the time they get paid and leave work, them can't go to the supermarket again. So people were on the road yesterday. Put it this way. There would have been mass spread of COVID-19 yesterday, based on the amount of people who were on the road in the supermarkets. So, on one hand, no movement days are trying to, propose to try and limit the spread of the virus. But leading up to those no movement days, I'm put it another way. Many Jamaicans would have stocked up on COVID-19 for the weekend yesterday. The roads were crazy, man. The roads were crazy. And you may see another spike or a maintenance of the numbers for the next couple of weeks and you wonder what going on. These 2 weekends, the Friday, the first lockdown weekend, the Friday was a mess. To an extent, the Saturday. Yesterday, on B Road, rough rasta. Then, whilst many people drive, many people still have to take public transportation. And because everybody are trying to move to and fro, try to get themselves sorted out for the lockdown, the no movement days, the taxis were sardine settings, the buses were tuna set. Like everywhere you turn, Maka juke your family. You understand? Maka just a juke your left, right, center, in your head, down the everywhere. You see me? Maka. See the picture here on screen. This is a Mandeville Regional Hospital. And this is just a snapshot of what is happening in most of the hospitals across the country. People are dying because there's no oxygen. We knew as a country that it was a possibility that we would get here. Rambo said teach even Monday and Tuesday seems like well, you know, me can't verify that claim because based on my observation, the last no movement days, there was based on my observation, great adherence to the protocols. I actually journeyed to the Norman Manley International Airport last Monday because you know that if some people are coming, you have to go pick them up, and if people are going, you have to carry them to the airport. And whilst en route to the airport and back, like there are a few vehicles on the road, yeah, but nobody never really up on the road still. See, so based on my observation, and well, in my neck of the woods anyway, I can't speak for other places in truth. So probably your situation, the situation on the ground near you is probably different from my situation as well. So I'll have to accept that. So I don't know. Yes, Finar, the road did mucky, man, dirty, man. You understand what I say? Rough, tough. As I said, enough Jamaicans stuck up on COVID yesterday. I'm not asking me. It sound away, but I true. Tell me and tell you no. Okay, Rambo. You see me? Well, I guess your ground kind of different from my ground still. You understand? But my ground, people them plant. See, in the road empty. You understand? Business is lock off and them something there. So I don't even know. Yeah, back to what I say now, because you see, I have been hearing the ministry, the minister, and the lovely CMO, wonderful lady, Jaja. You know, chief epidemiologist in the health ministry. I don't I don't remember her name off the top of my head right now, but probably soon come. They have been saying that we will be getting to a stage. So then we have now gotten to that stage. So you're telling me that hindsight, I never hindsight, there was no vision in the preparation for this day that says we need to redouble our oxygen stores. I mean, whilst IGL is the only distributor of medical oxygen, then you create a partnership with IGL as the ministry, as the government. You create easier channels so IGL get in the raw material they need so them can process it and I don't know. I don't know that that is so hard. Zane, to liaise with, you know, so IGL alone provide medical oxygen in the country. Zane, and yes, we know so the situation is overwhelming, but we have been seeing the signs that we are going to get here. As me telling you from early August, me telling you so by the end of August, we are going to have at least 1,000 cases averaging per day. You know, really materialize, thank God. But say, nah, but me not think medical oxygen can spoil like that. Nidia, you see me? So you stack up. So whilst the demand for oxygen is probably at a historical high, I mean it's oxygen. You know that your people can't be on ventilator without oxygen. Find a way. Make it happen. See? People shouldn't be dying because there's no oxygen. If somebody is going to die, it's because the medical team would have done all they can, humanly possible, to try and save that person. And the system just give up, just shut down. But it cannot be that 1 year on in a day, we not with 1 year on, 1.5 year on at the thing. Them look at thing and we should not. You know, probably I'm just speaking out of frustration and being unfair. I don't know. Me don't know. I guess me don't know. The vaccine is creating the variant strain. I can't speak to that. I have no foundation on which to speak as it relates to that. I don't know. You see me? What I know is that people are dying. I believe it's a lie that the oxygen is running out. It's so like driving fear towards the vaccine. I wanna. Good night, Empress Keisha. How are you? I think it's the first time I'm seeing you here. If this is your first time, welcome. I wanna know that IGL being a supplier of oxygen, Zane, would miss an opportunity to make more money by withholding oxygen. If you understand me, I say Empress Nicole. So I don't know that that would be something that, you know, may I go say, yo, Ray, you know, say Empress Nicole onto something. Could be. I don't know. I'm just saying that if I was operating IGL, I would then make every opportunity, every effort possible to make sure that I have medical oxygen, seeing that it's the hottest commodity right now. So I don't know. But big up yourself here, Empress Nicole, via area. Just intuition. I understand that. I really and truly understand that. Let's hope that that is not the situation. I would want to think that no, but you don't think these things they could already be paid not to provide it. Well, Empress Keisha got hard. Boy, Empress, right now, me just want this thing for over. Like, I am so over it. Like, I am telling you. Zane, I am, and thank God I am in a situation or in a position where I am probably better able to, you know, weather the storm a little bit better compared to many of my Jamaican brothers and sisters. And just sitting down thinking that some families probably gone at them bed tonight and probably them not eat. We have a no movement day today, tomorrow, and the next day. As I've said many times, some families don't eat unless the breadwinners them win bread that day there. It's sad. Yeah, son. I kind of just already still bro God, so that the reports are suggesting that Empress Nicole also heard that has been vaccinated and he's still battling COVID. I mean, they have always said that, still in the Empress, so that vaccination don't mean prevention in this case, I suppose. But they said that it gives you a better chance of surviving. This thing is really and truly rough. Make we wrap up the Mandeville regional situation now, because that's with the Chief Executive Officer, yeah, we said that already, so then give them mattress. So a picture of inside the hospital has gone viral, which shows the patients on mattresses. So the picture is on the picture is on screen. As we did the other day when Tropical Storm Grace was passing, we had to move the patients indoor, and we used the outpatient department, which is the department where that picture is depicting there now, to take patients inside the building out of the inclement weather. He explained that some patients were removed from the accident and emergency department. We had a situation on Friday evening where we had 21 patients that were between the tent and the A&E department. It is not practical for us to keep them in the A&E department and the tent because we recognize that more people are coming in, and when they come in, we have to triage them under the tent. So we have to make space, said Miller. Empress Nikki, I trust that your father will make a full recovery. I should have said that before now. So I trust that he's winning the fight and he will make a full recovery. And I don't know if you live with daddy or daddy live with you or such. If so, please be careful and try to take care of the family, because things that are weird. Well, school opening in September, no. Online, yes. Face to face, no. I suppose after that, based on how the numbers look and the rate of vaccination or the vaccine take up among students and teachers, then that may be brought forward. But the academic year begins on the 6th of September and it will be online, strictly. You're most welcome, Miss Nicole. So that's the Mandeville situation. Overburdened Savlamar. And this is how the article posted it. Overburdened Savlamar Hospital appeals to health professionals to join the team. Chief Executive Officer for the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital, Camille Lewin, has made an urgent plea for medical professionals in Westmoreland to join the hospital's team as the staff prepares for the worst given the current lack of oxygen crisis. The CEO took to social media on Sunday to make her plea. Hear me now, my people. If you are a medical professional residing in and around Westmoreland, we need your assistance immediately at the Savannah Lamar Hospital, she wrote. Lewin told the Observer Online that the hospital is making preparations for any adverse situation as the facility is low on oxygen. On Saturday, Health Minister, I tell about that already, say them in touch with IGL, say shipment are coming in between tomorrow and Tuesday and them something. So. It's real, Tisha. I have COVID. I had COVID twice. You did catch COVID again, Ellie? Jaja, you know, the first time, Montego Bay have a hospital. Well, you have the Cornwall Regional Hospital, yes, in Montego Bay. Well, on the outskirts of Montego Bay, really. Kinda ish. Yeah, but it is considered a Montego Bay hospital. St. James Mobile situation. Plague of COVID. I had it twice as well. Oh, so Empress, Keisha has had the experience as well. Ja. As I said before, well, Friday night, I have never been tested.
November 2nd, 2001.
Alexa, tap your eyes.
Drop-in within your household is not enabled. Once enabled,
Alexa,
household members.
stop. The regular and the Delta. Hold on, Empress Keisha is a nurse or is a doctor? Because I sound like you're up on the front line, man. Yeah. Oh, real estate. As I was saying now, that I have never been tested. I have never presented with any of the symptoms. So I don't know. I may have caught it and was asymptomatic. I really don't know. I really hope though that I not have to treat with that something. I'm a big woman thing. I not tell you a lie. Zane, he's a young strong boy, but young stronger boy than me had pass. You see me? And these things. First thing in the hospital thing and my type of thing. You understand? Me not really do that. You see me? Somebody have a really and truly sick or, you know what I mean? You know, birth or then sitting there. But, and then our hospital situation set right now, it don't look good neither. Zane, I have taken a few risks throughout the pandemic. Every time I do an interview, it's a risk. Zane, that's just the nature of the thing, and we're going for it, and we try to sanitize and do the thing on a level, and so far so good. Funny enough, I haven't done an interview since August, and I may not do another interview until the thing kind of dip on a little level, because I have a family. I have a young child at home, and all things being well, my daughter should be here again for Christmas. So I have to try to look out for youths them and family, because it's just at a waste still. The good thing is that everything is a sign of judgment. No, you're not impressed. So the good thing is that we did some whole heap of work in June, July. So I had enough of a backlog of interview to last me until probably mid-October. So we give thanks. You understand? God is good even on a bad day. So right now, I not really touch the streets if I not have to touch the streets. You see me? Auntie. The thing about these things, I mean, there was the Spanish flu, there was the bubonic plague, there have been, you know, smallpox and malaria and all sort of things in the past. The sad thing though is that I think the COVID situation is another snapshot in what the future will be, with the advent of climate change and globalization and people moving from the North Pole to the South Pole overnight. You understand? More diseases will be transmitted, and more transmissible and communicable diseases are emerging. There are theories out there, you know, people are saying, we not really depend on that. Many of these things have been around for a long time, and some of them are jump species now, because there are some people that do some things with animal when if you do eating and some other things, and a whole heap of little things. I don't know. I am not versed enough read the medical part of it to speak to that, but I know from a geographical perspective, being that is my area of specialization and environmental studies, I can tell you that with the advent of climate change, many areas whenever you used to treat with certain diseases and virus will now do so, because climatic changes will be very different in some places and as such, viruses will be able to exist and mutate and infect and reinfect and the whole works. And as I said, with globalization being what it is now and even getting more global, people moving here, there, and everywhere, these things will become the norm. Some diseases that were confined to the tropics will now affect temperate and polar regions. Some diseases that were confined to the temperate and polar regions will now start to affect the tropics. It's just a thing. Before Zika, we never hear not about no Zika and chikungunya. So those things kind of just, you know, understand what I say? So, Coletta says it's the end times. Keisha asked a question earlier if it's a sign of judgment, but I don't know. You see me? Somebody has said the vaccines are liquid chip. My take on that still, brother. As long as you have a phone, nobody no need not for put nothing in you for track you, know. You understand? Cause with digital footprint, big like for Bigfoot. You understand what I say? And Godzilla put together. You see me? So our digital footprint alone already, if people want to track with, then I need not issue for track with. You see me? I say then I need nothing else to track with. So I don't really know about that part of this thing. You understand? So yeah. Strange things are happening. Strange. Cha-cha. James Bond, when I deal with youth, all is well. Brother, you need to call you look more tomorrow. Because you live in Antarctica, so the time difference strange. So tomorrow, mate, you understand? We short you. I have a thing to ask you about from what day and I forgot. To link you. You see me? Eh. So I can move on here, sir. UK restricting non-essential flights to Jamaica. Why, thank you, you kind sir. We will miss you guys. Jamaica's tourist sector has been dealt a major blow. I don't know why I laugh just now. With the United Kingdom restricting all non-essential travel to the island based on COVID risks. Remember how long we take for lockdown when England have 9 million cases per day and people from England still come here? The decision came as a shock to industry stakeholders who were relieved on Friday when Jamaica was spared from being added to the dreaded travel red list. The UK has introduced a traffic light and a travel certification system which sees travellers categorized in green, amber or red depending on the level of risk in the destinations from which they are travelling. Travellers arriving from red list countries are placed under greater restrictions, including a 10-day quarantine and £2,000 hotel stay on their arrival in the UK. The latest development has seen the TUI, one of UK's largest tour operators, cancelling all flights to Jamaica until September 11th. 9/11, interesting. Jamaica's resort sold by TUI includes Royalton, Rio de Cameron, Hyatt Ziva, and Zilara, Jewel, Grand, and Azul Beach Negril. So in a statement on its website, TUI advised all its guests holidaying in Jamaica that they could continue their vacation and return to the UK on their planned flight. Customers will be contacted in departure date order to discuss their options, which will include amending to another holiday with an incentive or cancelling and receiving a full refund. Now, yesterday, Jamaica's Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett credited the Resilient Corridor as the single most important safety feature of Destination Jamaica. Blah, blah, blah. The Resilient Corridor initiative spans several hotels on the north and south coast, which must institute rigorous sanitation and other COVID-19 containment measures. Rick's Cafe in a Resilient Corridor too. I see them have Carnival, Bacchanal, Juve, Road March, Sting, Sumfest, Champions in Action, Saga to the east. St. Mary come from East Fest. All of them show there one time. Down at Brooks Cafe. And them in that too. So no tapping eyes on me as yeah, man. And that's a problem down at the outer west start from then time there. Foolish as a means. Alright. Meanwhile, the latest UK travel development is likely to affect tourism workers and suppliers. So far, one hotel has lost up to 25% or 4,500 room nights. Yes, Rasta Judge. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. Yo, I'm not sure if we need to get that advice I don't play it for me, you know. But I want it a cappella, I don't want a rhythm party. And I want it as a video dub plate more. I'm gonna need to forget it. You see me? A couple dub plate I want for stream, you know. More time I just play them and just see. Cause I'm not sure if I will live to see tomorrow. Living in this world of conflicts and sorrows. Bodies lay cold as COVID strike bold. The wicked people work is taking off like an arrow. I wonder, I will see tomorrow. Living in this world of COVID and sorrows. Bodies lay cold as COVID strike bold. I'm not afraid to die, but pray to live until death. It's not hard for you to guess what will happen next. Heartaches and pain, works of ungodliness. Enough don't know why them all live, that's why them have to hurt the flesh. Who are they? Tell me what they represent. I struggle with fear as an experience, so them do them dirty works to which I resent. No one but them are gonna face the consequence and build walls instead of bridges. Jaja. So you don't know, so some road did black run or some Patron or some place, cause tropical depression they were developing to tropical storm Ida, then hurricane Ida, then category 4 hurricane and some. We have to give peeps, uno raise uno hand with me. I am not the most spiritual person there is known to man. But say, whatever it is, uno do either Jah Selassie, Buddha, whosoever, uno need to give thanks. Cause say, grace pass away and by the grace and God we were spared and showed a little bit of mercy, even though most places wash away. But it could have worse. Tropical depression, I think it was number 9. To wind its way past Jamaica and as it booms up past out of Westmoreland and Mobile. It developed in a tropical storm. And boom soon, as the region of Gulf of Mexico, it turned hurricane and America almost blow it. So we have to give thanks, cause it couldn't be Hurricane Grace and it couldn't be Hurricane Ida. And I always tell them it's the hurricane with the old people name them mash up Jamaica, you know. Gilbert, Mass Gilbert and Mass Ivan and then sit there Mass Charlie and Miss Flora. And them people. They all need Ida, dangerous woman, but she passed away. So we have to give thanks, cause we couldn't take up a roof and cut down tree and help JPS put up light pole and NWC run back water and Digicel run back cable and then sitting there. So we have to give thanks because it could have worse. You understand? So whilst we are in dire straits and the thing not look good, it could be worse. As we say, even on a bad day, God is good. You understand? See 80 there, every turn, and no matter them there. Gunshot lick them because enough Macano there for educate so. You understand? So we still have to give thanks. So them have 7.2 magnitude earthquake. You understand? Then grace, then this, then that, then we have to give thanks. It thing rough, but it could as rougher. Eh. Yeah, 80, boy, it rough. You understand? Rough. You see, 80's geographical position and the geology plus them way of life is a whole combination for catastrophe, really. As look range over 80 some place wash, you know, because deforestation is so bad over there that as rainfall, the place start flood because you know no vegetation factors, interceptors and trees generate stem flow and no infiltration, so most of the surface runoff, and because there's no tree plant cover, most of the eroded material end up in the rivers them, so boom, so by the river reach peak discharge, it full up of silt, use of sand, riverbanks are broken, one whole cycle of destruction and desolation, and then so we have to give thanks. You understand? Big up to all my Asian brothers and sisters when you go and hold it. You understand? Jamaicans, it rough, but it could have rougher. So several roads are now passable, and the authorities are working to clear others. So many roads are, well, in Hanover, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Anne, St. Catherine, roads were blocked. Most of those have been cleared. You have roads that are still blocked in St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, St. Thomas, and them places there. So, careful. And these things. And if you don't have family members in them places that were flood prone, you need to link them and make sure them are alright. And tell them to go and watch your water. Because look, rain would have still fall. And in most places across the island now, the soil is saturated. Means they can't hold no more water. So there is no more possibility for water enter the soil. We call that infiltration. Go to one quick geo class. You understand? Normally water enter the soil and move down through the soil in a couple of ways. Vertically we call that percolation. Horizontally we call that through flow. Long story short, no water can go in the ground. If I so no understand it. You understand? Normally when look rainfall, the soil becomes wet. But when the soil is unable to hold no more water can go in, and not even a teaspoonful more, the soil is saturated. So because the soil is filled with water, any local rainfall, only way for the water go is higher. So it will go rise and your place will go flood out and then. So you have to know what go on. You see me? Speaking about rain and know what go on and then something there. I don't know why when rain fall, it's like the more water people say, the more they want to walk through it or drive through it or cross it and then. It's not safe. You understand? Water is the most powerful force in nature. I don't know if you have heard me say that before, but water is a thing where it get its way. You understand? Elderly man drowns in Clarendon during heavy rains. Then, I don't know if I exactly Yasso or near Yasso, but that picture they see. You see me? An elderly man drowned in Longwood Racecourse, Clarendon yesterday as heavy rains associated with Hurricane Ida pelted Jamaica. I think he drowned on Friday. I think so. 78-year-old Dennis Jackson is believed to have been swept away. The Exeter police say Jackson was riding along the Longwood main road when he is believed to have fallen into difficulties. A resident stumbled on the body of the elderly man in a drain, I think yesterday morning. Sad situation. You see me? Miss Sarah Lee Crochet or Crochet. I saw Crochet spelled down. Yeah, Crochet. Me almost say one different C word in about everything good. Me I work with the first name. Miss Sarah Lee, good night. My Liberian sister. Welcome. I really and truly appreciate you stopping by. And you like my accent. People now when I say this a brother chat body man, so me give thanks. You understand? Me tell you, any even on a bad day God is good. See them just send sister Sarah Lee from Liberia side. You understand? And we have Miss Brockham from Germany and them something there. You understand? Empress Nicole there at Atlanta and them place there. And Rosie there at Canada and up North Pole and them places. You see me? James Bond there Antarctica and them sitting there. So the thing global. Tell on a grandfather, on a father, on a uncle them for turn on their yard when rain a fall. And if rain catch them on the road, tell them for draw near one shelter until the rain do so and tap. You understand? Low water business, brethren. For you can't see a bottom of my water, then left it. If the water dirty, you don't know deep, leave it alone. You understand? Whether you're walking, riding or driving. So I know that sometimes people stubborn, but look here, man. See elder just losing life. This him good as I say enough time right pan here so with rain a fall and then sitting there, but then the rain been a fall for a while and now. You see me? So Please be careful. You understand? And I talk to some next people. Because I'm soon here and I go on like me not soon here. I just go on like me not soon here. Just because I can't bother with full people most of the time. You know. But me I talk to you a little bit. Silly billies and silly millies. When you see when a river is in spate, that is the G word. Or in flood, that is the next G word. But me give Jamaica. When river come down, the river not come down still, but me know it's a fool thing that. When the river is in flood, and there's a bridge that spans that river, and the volume of water in the river is rising, come off a bridge. Me see bridge, so water leak pan the hedge of bridge and people turn up on bridge of video. Then look here, I see some breed of bridge, watch about here now. No sensible. Like, me can't understand how no come. First thing, if me say look a rain start fall and if I cross one bridge go on my yard, I go over my yard side from early. It have to catch me out the road, and if it catch me out there, so me I find some shelter till then time. Oh no, come off a bridge then. Next, why? Yo, Jamaica is easy, you know. I tell you the truth. I love my people, but me worried about you, you know. God knows me worried about you. But I'm good day, I'm worried about you, man. Because I say, then you have some driver. Like them a drive some 18-wheel trailer. Some man has some local car where water cover a bonnet. Brother, not go in there. Sister, not go in there. You understand? Cause first thing, you know, if the water reach up on your door, then you can't open it, you know, mama. Or papa. Why? Ah, boy. People, so not careful out there. You understand? Back to regular programming now. Because I said, for the one thing I next, this house was burnt down. And unfortunately, a 70-year-old woman was inside. Gloom hangs over the Marley Acres community in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, following the fiery pre-dawn death of a 70-year-old resident. Dead is Madge Davis, otherwise called Maggie, of 139 Cedar Drive. The Old Harbour Fire Department reported that person received a call about 1:04 on Saturday morning A team responded and found the 10-room concrete dwelling engulfed in flames. Firefighters from the Spanish Town station assisted in extinguishing the blaze. Davis's child remains were found among the rubble. Residents were shocked to learn of her death. Right now, me have food that me can't even eat, Ashanti Scully said. The woman was very hardworking, so me never expect that she would have dead so. Other residents said that the deceased was an usher at her church, Refuge Temple, and that her sudden demise has shaken the congregation. Even the pastor is in a state of shock, said Mildred Manning, a resident. Davis was said to have lived alone. 10-bedroom, yeah. So District Officer for the Old Harbour Fire Station, Hopeton Johnson, said the estimated damage was $13 million and the house was not insured. The Old Harbour Police have launched an investigation. Jaja. Sad. Life is so hard. 23-year-old man shot dead in Manchester. The Manchester police are probing the murder of a man in the community of Dunsinane. Wanna tell me about this? Oh, then me can't go here on still. But you know, next thing, I look on you again and bust a bad pronunciation. You know what? Dunsinane. Alright, we should not laugh because of the nature of the story, but it'd be a funny. That Dulcimine. So, we're on another place there. Dunsi. So the community is located in northwest of Mandeville. Dunsine. So why they never just spell it so? You understand? No, this make me sound dunce. Dot's name. Alright, you know. Oh, Kirby, no, them side the Kirby come from. Okay, on a Dunsine. Right. It's Father Kirby, big up yourself. Alright, back to serious business. The deceased has been identified as 23-year-old Waynaldo Dixon from Pimento Hill district near Mike Town. The police say he was killed by unknown assailants on Longview Close about 5:17 a.m. It is reported that residents heard explosions and summoned the police, and Dixon was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Yes, Jaja. There's a video circulating where a shooting was caught on CCTV. I don't know where going, where a white looked like an Axia drive up. Two men alighted from the vehicle and gave chase. Two men ran. Unconfirmed reports say one man was shot and killed. So I don't know. Every day foolishness continue. Zane? And of them things they make me... Jaja. Double murder rocks St. James community. Two men were fatally shot and a female injured when gunmen reportedly invaded an illegal party in St. James on Friday night. An illegal party. I'll leave it at that. Me leave I waste my time comment upon that. You know much people... Well, I lie. Me I waste my time. You know much people dead at party since party no fear keep. At least 20 Jamaicans have died at these parties that have been held and staged without permit from the parish council / police. And people still not tap God them. But to each his own. Yes, sir. Me know who they not catch there. You see me? No matter how much girl did it. How the party they look so. Gone. So the police say one of the dead men remained unidentified, but identified the others, 36-year-old businessman Kean Thompson of Bogill in the parish. Now, according to the Corporate Communications Unit, the communications arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, about 11:20 p.m., a party was in full swing. Oh, the party looks so in front of a bar in Bogill when gunmen pounced upon a group of revelers and opened fire. After the shooting subsided, 3 people were found suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital where Thompson and the unidentified man were pronounced dead and the other individual treated and released. No motive has yet been established for the deadly attack. Right now I'm just going to play a one tune. I hope this don't get in trouble.
Oh, children, I know I can't dare represent for teach them. Oh, no, we don't want no more bloodshed. We don't want no more youth dead. Look at Jamaica where we love, bring it back to what it was. Too much gangsters and thugs and AKs and slugs. Hey, take a look at the rainbow. Let your sorrows and pain go. You can't make life and no still I take life. Say you a murderer, one day you must pay the price. Life is so hard. Every day we see guns. You gotta live it up right. Are you wicked? Gun down. If it's not by police, by a gunman. That's the way it goes. Living in a the ghetto region. Teach them, down in a the ghetto where we born and grow. No, daddy, I doesn't matter one we know. Every day she said, teacher, protect your life. Vampires and bloodsuckers walk day and night. Them say my friend, them are no friend. Make the right choice. And make sure you listen to your mama voice. Now this, teach them because you're walking with your crew. You make me mad that cry straight lightning for you. But if you this way, you can get wet. That's alright because I love teach them chant every day and night. So watch out. We don't want no more bloodshed. Teach them, entertain them, educate them. Again, they say that's time.
Oh, you don't hear me I say? Oh, me there say. Me remember me there say. Me there say some things. Oh, me there say. Oh, me there sing a tune, but everything good. Me glad you never bother hear me. Gandhi, dig up yourself, you know. You know what thing going, brother. Nah, man, you no good, man. You never hear the part, man. You no hear too much. You no hear song. Then what else you know I hear? You no low people business, man. Miss Brown, what you mean you can't hear me? Then me's talking. Jamaica Phone Service. Then what do you mean you not hear me? You still not hear me? You not hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, Tish said them I hear me. Tisha, big up yourself. Them ears not hurt. You don't need good phone like Tisha phone or Tisha phone. You know, phone no good. And them sitting there. Nah, man, I just that sing part of the song, man, and I big up Gandhi and them sitting there. I want some more of them tune in the stream, like, I want the Sizzler. I want Blood Money. I want Well Done, Mr. Politician, man. You done a wonderful job at tear down the country demolition, man. Skip the bang, well done. We need a tune in my life. Yeah, so we need a Kalanji. We need that one there on this, so. We need a few tunes. We get them tune. Thanks, Miss Brown. You understand? We give thanks. Because like we get all like, so the ladies and so we answer, we appreciate it. It's a joy. Yeah, man, we need a couple of them tunes because here we go on. I see them tune them more time, just tell the story when we want to tell you. Because I say, more time, yeah. Me I get them children, but me want them video like Gandhi one. Alright, so I can move on. Bagua Gorge closed following shooting. Then the Bagua Gorge in St. Catherine has been closed to facilitate the processing of a scene. I think it opened now, I don't think it's still locked, but it did lock one at a time today. Following a police fatal shooting this morning. So a man was killed during an alleged confrontation with the police, and a second man is in custody while a third is reportedly on the run. The shooting was reported the culmination of a string of incidents which started with the men stealing copper wires in the community of Monticello in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. It is reported at about 4 a.m. the three men drove onto House Avenue, Hoose, them place here, and began removing the copper wires. Residents alerted the police. This led to a running gun battle between the men and the police, which ended in the Bagua Gorge after the car with the alleged thieves crashed. One of the men was shot and killed, another was detained, and the third escaped in nearby river. The report now said that still are nearby bushes. The river did ambush today. Them one of them. You see me? Auntie. Yeah, P. So the guards open. The man them a thief copper wire and then sitting and police wire them. Something like that. I open a part of the GSL enough in there because I say right now we need the internet. This gentleman on screen has been front and center of a very strange series of events in recent times. He is now deceased. But even before his death, there were some controversy surrounding him. Not him being the source, but at the center because he was very sick. He's an attorney, he was an attorney at law, but I'm done the rambling. Desperate family searching for a lawyer's body. When I listen to that story, Stranger Things. Relatives and friends of attorney at law Henry Charles Johnson, who reportedly died on August 17, are trying desperately to locate his body. So too is his common law wife of 8 years, Robin Patrick. May I read that again so now follow back me. Relatives and friends of attorney at law Henry Charles Johnson, who reportedly died on the 17th of August, are trying desperately to locate his body. Relatives are trying to find him now. 1. 2. So too is his common law wife of 8 years, Robin Patrick. When I get a look at dynamics that's yet, watch out. According to the family, the last time they saw Johnson was on August 6th when he was removed from his St. Andrew home by one of his daughters with the alleged assistance of armed policemen. From the day he was forcibly taken from our home, I have not seen him again or been told where he was taken, stated Patrick, that is the common law wife. She said she was later informed that Johnson, who was quote-unquote the love of my life, had died and steps were being taken to cremate the body. Charles made it clear to me many times that he wanted to be buried, not cremated, a tearful Patrick said last week. The common law wife said that she has been trying everything to locate his remains, but to no avail. Johnson suffered a stroke last year, February, and could not talk or walk, but Patrick said she could still communicate by gestures. One of Johnson's close friends told the Gleaner that 2 days before Johnson was removed from his home, Patrick drove him to her house in Mandeville, Manchester, where they had a good time. According to the friend, Johnson looked very well, and it was difficult to process that he died so soon after the visit. She said she even had photographs to mark the wonderful time they spent together. Johnson's sister, Rosemary Wigan Jones, said she was very disappointed with the manner in which her brother was removed from his home. She expressed concern that she and Johnson's two brothers were not being informed about the funeral arrangements. She said that as far as she knew, Johnson had a plot to be buried on. Everything is just rush, not rush. Rush. Finna say story now add up. Everything is just hush hush. And we as Johnson siblings need to know when and where the funeral services take place, Wigan Jones said. She disclosed that her brother decided before he became ill that he wanted Patrick to take care of him, so everyone should respect his wishes. She said she had a good relationship with Patrick. Patrick had filed an application in the Supreme Court on August 10th, seeking an order to compel the police to return her common-law husband, who was taken away without a court order. Superintendent Aaron Fletcher of the Constant Spring Police Station and the Attorney General are the defendants. Attorney at law Hugh Wildman, who is representing Patrick, said that although an affidavit of urgency was filed, he was told that the only available date was in September. The justice system of which Johnson was a part failed him, said Wildman. He stressed that the police acted unlawfully and must be blamed for what happened to Johnson. Wildman pointed out that by law, Patrick is Johnson's spouse. The role of the policemen in Johnson's removal from his home is being investigated by the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM. Following Johnson's death, Patrick filed a suit against the defendants on August 20, seeking damages for assault and trespass, as well as relief under the Constitution for a breach of right to property and breach of right to privacy. Johnson, a former policeman, came to national attention in 1980 when he, along with two soldiers and a civilian, were accused of plotting to overthrow the government of former Prime Minister Michael Manley. They were freed in the Home Circuit Court in October of 1981 after a key witness was found to be unreliable. Johnson subsequently studied law and was practicing for about 30 years. Strange, this feeling I'm feeling. So yeah, channel. You wild man I say Miss Robin Patrick is the spouse, so she really and truly have the last. That is what me I get. The reports are that Mr. Johnson was removed from his home by his daughter along with the assistance of police officers. Me don't know how it reached us, so me don't know why they need for it. I don't know. Like, I've been tracking the story from the beginning, Zane, because Miss Patrick had said that a very high-ranking police officer was there when they were removing Mr. Johnson from his home, as per his daughter's request. So where the man? Well, so he reportedly died on the 7th. Where him there? The family them don't know when there. The biological family member them don't know when there. Him come on now. I drink a little water and wash down that story. I can't tell if it turn across my throat. Strange. It's a very strange thing. So probably the daughter know where her father body there. Because now she go feel where she carry. Well, this is very strange. The last part of the article heavy. Because it said Johnson was a former policeman, came to national attention in 1980 when he, along with 2 soldiers and a civilian, were accused of plotting to overthrow the government of former Prime Minister Michael Joshua name. I almost call him man Shear. Michael Joshua Manley. That's his name. I'm good. That's his name is. They were freed in the Home Circuit Court in October of 1981. Treason, that you sound like. Then tried them for life. After a key witness was found to be unreliable. Johnson subsequently studied law and was practicing for about 30 years. I don't know. Ask the police them. He's a good people them to ask to private figure, because if the police accompany the daughter to remove Mr. Johnson from his home, then they must know when they to. You don't have to say you're sorry for all the wrongs that you have done. I don't want to hear sad story. Cause me just sing a song, and I sing a song because of the story. Cause the damage already done. Me need a tune up and dub play too. You, Mr. Artless. You're walkless. Draw from my stone and my cutlass. Boy. Yes, Rasta Judge. As a lawyer, Mr. Johnson should put everything in writing. There would be no problem. Boy, Empress Nadine, I want to tell you, say, I don't think Mr. Johnson didn't know, say, I catch strokes them time yesterday, saying, good as did plan to do it like. And then they like reach on to it. So I don't know. You understand? But I understand what you say still. You see me? Yeah. Your plan is for one brother to hurt the other brother. And turn around so Babylon can crush his skull. Ah boy. Daniel Taylor, big up yourself. Ritalin. Good night. Do it, what go on youth man? Promotion. Blessings, Father Sherwood, how are you? So on screen is one councillor of the PNP. Him name, I don't read the article yet. I go read it with Uni, you know. So I go discover what I go on. But I just see it, I know say I sit this one I need to talk about. I never did get to read it because I've been busy. You understand? I have been up from about 3:30 this morning because Mr. Amir decides that he might keep dance. You understand? So, and his mom was tired. So, and then me did tired too, but me did get to go sleep. See, because me did go shoot the wedding and come back home, I'm tired. Him keep dance till about 8:30 this morning. So, me and him up till them time there. When him decides that him gonna sleep, me go edit one highlight reel for the wedding. Then while me done that, unfortunately, news broke that Lee Scratch Perry pass. We got to look research, do the video there. Boom so. Then one thing with Kaka, I deal with that. Got some boom so. Say me I get look sleep, but in a reach. Right now my head hurt me. And then I know my head not small enough, so I know my head ain't not small neither. But that's how I go see. We just go and talk. Because I said I don't stream tonight, I go to stream again for 1 month. So I not break it. You understand? So I try. That's why I really stream tonight, because I have some bad ways. When I'm going to get good ways, I want the Kalanji too. Remind me when I need good ways. So we there, we just attack. So this I know, it been a read it yet. It just said PNP council linked to multi-million-dollar contract awards. Then me know I gonna need to read that. Then me can't go past that. You understand? So I could see what go on in a juggling, you know. More than a third of about 20 million worth of government contracts issued since 2019 in the Ipswich division in St. Elizabeth under a special fund went to the leadership of the People's National Party local machinery. a Gleaner investigation has found. It gives a peek into the roles politicians play in the distribution of state resources, as 3 of the contractors declined to talk about the expenditure, saying that the councillors should explain money they collected. It also drags back into focus the porous procurement systems at the local government level that critics have long argued hamper accountability for the stewardship of taxpayers' money. Ipswich is one of 15 political divisions in the Jamaica Labour Party-controlled St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation and falls in the St. Elizabeth Northwestern constituency, whose Member of Parliament is the JLP's J.C. Hutchinson. You know, Hutchinson didn't know a look of banger and one of them time before election, and the Prime Minister moved him from point A to point B and said him deal with the matter. It is the only one of the 3 divisions in the constituency represented by the PNP, whose standard bearer is Mugabe Kilimanjaro, formerly Prince Mugabe Wait, having won it in the last local government polls in 2016. The man named Mugabe Kilimanjaro, formerly Prince Mugabe Wait. The man named Waity. I don't want to say me to lie upon the prince, you know. Yeah, alright. See your name there. As councillor, he submits proposals to the municipal corporation for various works to be done, as well as recommends contractors. There is no standardized form. Then that's why we can't get nothing about it. What you mean? Watch it. Let me read that again. Because although me head at me, I still a process this, you know. Watch it. As councillor, he submits proposals, and this is for all councillors apparently. As councillor, he submits proposals to the municipal corporation for various works to be done, as well as recommends contractors. There is no standardized form. So, what kind of contractor do you think you might recommend? You know? I wonder if you know a contractor where I'm from like. This look fishy. It smell fishy. Fishy. The proposal is reviewed to determine the competence of the contractor, whether the work is necessary and can be done for the amount of money proposed, the St. Elizabeth municipality said. It said that most contracts do not go to competitive tender or require justification for a single source procurement because their value is below the $500,000 threshold. The country's municipalities have no requirements mandating the declaration of interest or for even a basic background check of the proposed contractor to include any relationship with the councillor. It means that the St. Elizabeth authorities may not have been aware that among the contractors they have routinely approved for works under the Parochial Revenue Fund, PRF, were 7 people from the PNP's executive leadership in Ipswich and St. Elizabeth Northwestern. What I thought we done? Yeah. Only here when me just let me read it again. Like say because the parish council may not, or probably they were, that 7 people from the PNP's executive leadership in Ipswich, St. Elizabeth, are contractors that does work in the constituency. The PRF, I tell you what that mean already, Parochial Revenue Fund, which is financed by property tax receipts. By what? Wara? Who own them property there? Who pay them tax there? Man like me and you and Finar and Tisha and Daniel and MS, we shouldn't debate us still, but private figure, we don't know private figure there. Nadine look actually there. Nadine there. Them people, I wonder how we are doing. Me I wonder and them people are like. Yeah? So, we have found some Dalios boat. I want to say watch it ride. The PRF, which is financed by property tax receipts, is used to fund public cleansing and garbage disposal. But not for the garbage, I'm not really dash them and still cars. But never mind. Street lighting, fire services, minor water supplies, parks and beautification projects. 3 of the 7. Let me read this slowly. I don't want to misrepresent anybody or anything is lost in translation. Watch out. 3 of the 7 serve on Kilimanjaro's divisional executive as well as the PNP's constituency committee, according to the list obtained by the Gleaner. That shows the recommended committees for the 2019-2020 political year. The positions were retained in 2021. No. Approximately $20 million was disbursed across 138 payments to more than 30 contractors under the PRF between July 24, 2019 and July 28, 2021. That are 2 years, eh? Yeah. Of that amount, almost $9 million was collected across 34 payments by the identified PNP functionaries. Documents obtained by the Gleaner revealed. Contracts over the period range from $15,000 to $1.5 million. The largest sum went to a construction company in June. The majority were valued at $250,000 or less. Petra Gay Rodney, who is listed as secretary for the constituency committee and vice chairman of the division, declined to confirm her positions, saying that she wished not to be a contributor to your story. I mean, surprise, I'm so surprised. That's it, yeah. I'm gonna go on follow. Open on follow, you know. Follow? Funds under her name totaled $2.2 million and came from 10 payments, with the latest being June 4, 2021. Rodney said issues about the funds were her personal business and directed queries to Kilimanjaro because he will be able to answer all your questions. I know me that hat, I'm tired. See? Let me see if I read this good set. Rodney said issues about the funds, the $2.2 million, supposed taxpayers' money. She said issues about the funds were her personal business and directed all queries to Mount Kilimanjaro, as he will be able to answer all your questions. A telephone call ended abruptly after she was asked whether the councillor could address questions about monies she collected from the municipal corporation. The records obtained by the Gleaner do not show any funds disbursed to the councillor who recommended the contractors and projects to the parish authorities. Let me read that again. The records obtained by the Gleaner do not show any funds disbursed to the councillor who recommended the contractors and projects to the parish authorities. Christopher Russell, who was confirmed between July and August 2020 as the PNP's representative for the Newmarket division, also served as a contractor. You don't say. He collected approximately $285,000. The largest payment of $150,000 was made in April. 3 others were in March, October, and November of 2020. It's best if you take those questions to the municipal corporation, he said when told he was contacted for a response. Another official, Cadian Bury, B-U-R-E-Y, was listed as treasurer for the constituency committee and secretary for Ipswich, Approximately $450,000 fell under her name, with the latter of the two payments made on the 12th of December 2020. So just in time for Christmas. I am honestly not interested in anything you have to say to me. So please not call back my phone, she said before a telephone call on August 20 to confirm her roles also ended abruptly. The previous day, she confirmed being a contractor, but said she wasn't aware of complaints that some workers did not receive their pay or had been given less than agreed. Burry also directed additional questions to the councillor, who could not be reached. They can't reach Mount Kilimanjaro. As telephone calls were not returned and email and WhatsApp messages were unanswered up to press time. 5 other officials, whose names are being withheld for now, also received around $5 million in contracts. The PNP Gensec, Dr. Dayton Campbell, said he needed to get information from the councillor before commenting because he was not familiar with the issue. One party official to whom the Gleaner has granted anonymity claimed that he agreed to be a contractor on a debushing and drain cleaning project, collected the funds but turned over everything to the councillor after clearing a check at a bank in Black River. Copies of the check stubs have also been obtained by the Gleaner. Oh. Why? Made that? Hold on. One party official with whom the Gleaner has granted anonymity claimed he agreed to be a contractor on a debushing and drain cleaning project. He then collected the funds for the project but turned over everything to the councillor Mount Kilimanjaro in the Mugabe Kilimanjaro, but that's a little bit facetious. Something like that. To the councillor after clearing a check at a bank in Black River. Copies of the check stubs have been obtained by the Gleaner. Suppose you'll be seeing those shortly. I went to the bank and changed it and passed it on to the councillor to distribute the money, the official said. Adding that, I just get a call when to pick it up. I don't know for what reason, but that is how it is done, and that is how we deal with it. I try to look around one corner if I see nobody. I mean, I really want to push out me out there and people bust you know, because you have to know, you know my head can't miss like. I look around the corner there. Look clear like. That's how it is done. You don't say. That's how we deal with it. The contractor said in one instance, out of more than $200,000 collected, he was paid $10,000 in an envelope. The official noted that although he was listed as a contractor, he did not perform any related duties. This sounds very much like the Manchester Municipal Corporation slaughteration of taxpayers' money. Strange. Deja vu feeling like. I could go and read still. The man say him collect money and he not do no work. Your money and my money. Well, I don't know if our money reach down so still, because I run a Ipswich side. So I don't have Santa and Black River then collect them, tax them. But we don't know. All tax are tax, they mix up. My tax down there too. Then we wonder why Jamaica cannot be the place of choice to live, work, raise, pitney and do business. Probably in another order, but that's it now. Vision 20 nah happen. 30. Yo, I mean alone now make the money in the country, you know. Everybody else make money except teach them. You don't say teach them no fool, no sensible. You teach them a fool. Like he ain't go to school. He might just turn footstool. Everybody will live life happy and cool. Every man no business, they just break a rule. I never mind. Yeah, we don't want any money there still. We don't want no more blood money. I mean, I say more. I never get none still. Good as, you know, I'm tapping nice. Watch out. Yeah. He, the councillor, will call 3-4 persons and say, you do that road? You do that road? You do that road? The road, and boy, I get that overboard. The road, like a, the road. I just do road business. A council will call 3 to 4 persons and say, you do that road there? You do that road there? You do that road there? The contractor said, explaining that the persons who choose the workers for the different roads took pictures before and after the works and submit them to the councillor's office. It's not me who give out the work. My name put down as a contractor just to collect that money to pay for the persons who are doing the roads, the official insisted, adding that he was not aware of the amount workers get as the envelopes are usually stapled with each worker's name on them. The situation is unfortunate, argued a senior PNP official who claimed that the practice is endemic in local politics. Endemic. At that level, local government, you will naturally have conflicts of interest, but it has to be managed. I cannot understand why anyone would have so many of the executive members getting contracts. Oh, you don't understand? Okay, alright. Never mind. She said the official who was not authorized to speak on the matter. Chairman of the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation, Derek Sangster, said he does not know of any situation where contractors give monies to councillor to pay workers. Then, I never know so them things they go on. I understand contractor give councillor money to pay workers. Like councillor do work both. The contractor would have been given a contract. He have employed the workmen. Well, he would have employed the workmen and other amenities such as equipment. He deals with his payment. I do not know of any circumstances where contractors turn monies over to councillor to complete payment. Sangster said. The Black River Mayor is supported by his counterparts in Falmouth, Colin Granger, Spanish Town, Norman Scott, and Port Maria, Paul Thompson, who said they were not aware of such a practice in their municipalities. I have never seen it happen in my council. Never heard about it, said the councillor of 23 years. So the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation, meanwhile, said its role is limited and that once the work is verified and funds are paid out to the contractor, they do not follow up. They do no follow-ups how it is distributed to workers. Our role is not to find out the relationship between them, the council, and the contractors. Whether they are brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties, nieces, or nephews, or friends, the corporation said, our only role is to get the work done. Okay. Oh, I see. At the neighboring Manchester Municipal Corporation, the superintendent of roads and works, Althea Hall, said that while there is no system to check relationships, councillors still get a warning. Warning. I'm tired. That's sitting here too long. Watch out. Me I go and watch her sitting here because you see, I saw them start and then they hire them get in the office or they hire them thing get. You understand? Something about Mugabe, something about his face look strange. Me I look upon him and him I look upon me and we are look. Him have one type of face. You understand? I don't know my brother you know, but him just look on him face like him have one face. You understand? Him have one face of man like real read when I understand. Them face. Where I watch where I go on because you see. I don't know if you see taxpayers' money and leave it alone. I mean, when Gleaner are done with this set. Gleaner have them ways, but them have them ways. It's so foolish. Amazing, what can I say? I better look for me, you know. Life is so hard. Every day we see guns. You gotta leave it upright, and you will get gunned down. 300 registered sex offenders in Jamaica. Eh? Oh, yeah, say to me. Concerns that low conviction rate makes many fall through cracks. Although the number of convicted sex offenders registered in Jamaica has almost doubled over the last 3 years, according to new data, specialists believe it still doesn't tell the true picture. Then me couldn't tell them that still. That means I'm not a specialist. Like, everybody know that. They fear that the low rate of conviction for sex-related crimes has allowed an untold number of sexual predators to fall outside the regulatory framework established to monitor them. There are 331 persons on the sex offender registry, a near 100% rise when compared with the 168 that were listed in February of 2018. According to the latest statistics released by the Department of Correctional Services, DCS, the database, and they manage the database. So it says, since the start of this year, 25 convicted sex offenders have been added to the register, according to the DCS statistics obtained through an access to information request. 40 were added last year, 59 in 2019, and 39 the year before that. For political scientist Dr. Leon Levers, these figures seem incredibly low, given the number of sexual offenses recorded in Jamaica annually. There you go. And we know that globally, as well as in Jamaica, approximately 25% of women experience some form of abuse in their lifetime. However, Levers said she was not surprised by the figures, given the dearth of resources to tackle crime and the myriad of issues plaguing the justice sector. So between January 1 and Tuesday of week we're just gone, 267 cases of rape were recorded across the 19 police divisions island-wide, a 31% reduction when compared to the corresponding period last year, according to the latest figures compiled by the JCF. So the Home Circuit Court, which covers Kingston and St. Andrew, will have 267 sex-related cases listed, including 164 rape, 71 for persons accused of having sex with a minor, when it resumes sitting next month. So there were 40 convictions and 20 acquittals for sexual offences over the last 2 sessions of the Home Circuit Court held between January and July this year. Data from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution shows. You see me? The article is long still, but the truth is that there's also a need for a bad tenant registry. Tenant registry. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I suppose a lot of cases involving these situations, you know, the victim of a change of heart, some people become intimidated, some people become sympathetic, some people become disinterested, some people, I don't know. So many of these cases fall through and the perpetrators are able to get away. You see me? You gotta leave it upright, and you will get gunned down if it's not by police. Alright, peace. I'm going to talk about Plum Man a little bit now. You may have another name for him still, but the man said him did a pick Plum when him losing gun. Left him in car like and I pick Plum within that and everything. Now, there was, when I wasn't streaming for a while, there was public discourse about Al Miller being decorated with a national honor. Many Jamaicans are of the view that Reverend Al Miller, based on his run-ins with the law and convictions, is not desirous of a national award, whilst he may have aided national development. Yeah, that is true. Touche, how are you? Haven't seen you in donkey years. You understand? Donkey years. From them years, yeah. Donkey years. Hope all is well. But a true yata. Zigzag, what you do with youth? What they are going to hold it, you know? Just go and talk off your face. Like, you know what I think? Some people are listening. We give thanks to them. So now, many people from many sections and sectors of the country were up in arms when it was revealed that Reverend Adolphus Miller, I don't know if it's his name, they just name as Hal Miller, Adolphus just seemed very apt, was to be conferred with a national honor. Eh? Yes, Rasta Judge. Some people have jumped to the defense of Mr. Miller. Some people have even gone as far as to say, who is without sin cast the first stone. He who is without sin. Government defends Al Miller's National Award. Right now, Al Miller, I think about it. You know, I say I can pull out that. I worry them here. I don't worry so. I just worry so. That man worry in a car. How I do it? Like I say, I'm here. I try rubbing gum. I don't even know. Alright. But is Miller a convict? Just don't move in there. Make it deal with the thing. Yeah, man. Sir Miller has been convicted, man. He probably not serve no time. But I could talk. Yeah. He must scratching gum like I'm here. Watch out. There are indications that no rigorous due diligence was conducted for popular pastor Merrick Al Miller before he was selected for a national award. Despite this, however, one member of the committee that conferred on Miller the command of the Order of Distinction has used the biblical story of the woman caught in adultery to fire back at critics of the controversial move. Miller, the founding pastor of Fellowship Tabernacle, the St. Andrew-based mega church, has 2 criminal convictions. Fina, where you there? Put up your hand if you're still there, class. Let's read that again. Miller, the founding pastor for Fellowship Tabernacle, the St. Andrew-based mega church, has 2 criminal convictions, one of them tied to the deadly events of May 2010. Easily the darkest period in modern Jamaican history. Oh, then it's COVID. Alright. Watch out. Still, he was among 144 awardees selected this year by the National Honors and Awards Subcommittee of Cabinet chaired by Dr. Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security. Why? If I laugh, I laugh. All nominations for national honors and awards must be accompanied by a recommendation and a story about why they should be awarded. People are nominated by a cross-section of people of standing. Standing on what? People's necks? People are nominated by a cross-section of people of standing. Bad standing, grand standing, mob standing. And they send a CV or resume for each person Chang disclosed. I'm going to send one for myself. A long time I teach some youths about it. You know how much youths feel about it? You know how much youths are productive member of society because of we? May I send in one? You don't send in one there for me. You could have scanned it for yourself. You don't send one there for me. You understand? Okay, if I saw a thing, then everybody apply. Finally, may I send one for you? Yeah, my friend. Yeah. And when why Anna's can't fit with you, OD can go back off with name beside with name then. Watch out. We tend to go by the CV. Generally speaking, so that is essentially what happened. Chang admitted during a recent interview with the Sunday Cleaner, explaining how Miller's conviction could have escaped the committee. Escape. That's funny. Alright, never mind. He declined to comment further, indicating that he is prohibited from discussing a decision of cabinet. The award, which will be formally presented at national, on National Heroes Day later this year, has been met with criticism from those who argue that Miller's inclusion belittles the award system, irrespective of commendations from those who cite his decades of service to the religious community. May have decades of service to the education community. You understand? So since that's how you do it then, may I look out for myself too. You understand? Eh. True, me not pray a reggae boy as much as name sitting there, you know. That's why. Watch out. Eh. While acknowledging that Miller's convictions were not included in the recommendation that accompanied his nomination, I am so surprised at the word included. I am so surprised that even though they weren't included, the people on the panel did not remember that they exist. Interesting. Jamaica. Land of food and water. And some other things. Make we continue. While acknowledging that Miller's convictions were not included in the recommendation that accompanied his nomination, Ed Bartlett, another member of the cabinet subcommittee, is standing by the decision. We're a Christian community. All Christian soldiers. I don't remember the melody for that. But yeah. And Jesus said it clearly. He who is without sin, let him cast the first stone, said Bartlett, the tourism minister, citing Jesus' response to the mob in the biblical story after it demanded punishment for a woman accused of adultery. The other members of the 8-member committee are Desmond Mackenzie, Olivia Babsy-Grange, Carl Samuda, Kamina Johnson. But then, I just the government people them this, so nobody from the opposition not upon it. So how come this a committee that was full of labor rights, so? Then nobody from PNP, nobody. Nobody know about PNP. No PNP, no nobody. I never know say I saw a committee leak. I really leak. Look for true. Watch out. The committee and right. Watch. Look what only see committee. Hold on. No dumb. Look see that committee. Yeah. The other member. So we talk about Chang already. We talk about Edmund Bartlett. Watch him out. The other committee members. Desmond Mackenzie, Olivia Babsy-Grange, Carl Samuda, Kamina Johnson-Smith, Marlene Malahoo Ford, and Senator Arbin Hill. The office of the Prime Minister has confirmed that. Me not love that committee there. That committee there too green, brother. When they mix orange and green, what color you get? Don't tell me that, because I don't my primary color them. I'm sitting there a long time in no go to school. When we mix orange and green, how we get? Right now, in this country, I could just get all black. That committee are too green. That committee is a barbecue committee. You understand? You know the barbecue committee they like? This committee, no, but oh, this slip me though. Like, I just realize that this slip me. Trivia, you know, I go on with brother, all is well, sir. Good for see you know. Then I whole Labour Right Party on the committee, you know, 63, how much of them? 63 of them this year, you know? You know, say election committee this year. So me I say, it's a national, hold on. And on a serious note, you know, because I kind of joke out the thing on a local level, although I'm serious, you know. Miss Olivine Bunting, good night. So you have a national committee. A committee which is mandated to select people of the highest repute who have given great service to this country over a period of time. Or you know, with some people it can be gallantry and it's a one-off thing, which is fine, just the same. And you're telling me that in a democratic society dominated by two political parties, all the members of this committee are members of the governing Jamaica Labour Party? That can't make no sense, brother, sister. And the next question I want to ask, when the People's National Party is in power, the committee make up only by PNP people, Bridget? Then how that makes sense? So then this a year and I be a Labour right again. I want, brother, and next time PNP in the government to be a PNP people. Then how difficult is it's a 8 member, how much member committee? 8? How difficult is it to have 4 members from the JLP and 4 members from the People's National Party? It can't be that hard. Yeah, some PNP people now not now because they lose their seat around them time. Them available. What you mean? See, a lot of me like confused back of me. I'm try to figure out how this a committee at answer to. All of them pick him. Hold on, Black Mamba, because you're probably saying something that I'm not off with. Are you saying that there were People's National Party members on the committee and they resigned? Because it's the first me I hear that. No, DeAndre Small just lick the nail them on the head and then lick the nail on the head again and then find new nail and lick it on the head, you know. So let me hear what Black Mamba, because I don't want to go out on a limb and say me never hear about this, but me never hear about this. John Joel said next time PNP. So next time PNP. Whenever, brother, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. You understand? You better laugh. Alexa. Oh. Just gone black straight. I'm a Black Mamba gone. Black Mamba normally know some things, and so I may wait for them. I mean, I know. Yeah, man. DeAndre Patron, man. Bullseye, man. Alright, I could finish that sitting here, because I got my bed. You understand? Teach them, PNP them confused. They are jumping ship. But that is beside the point, Black Man. Well, what I'm saying, and I mean, no, I'm not about to open up, but just you understand, normally a particular thing on screen and it just disappears. So I find that strange. I mean, if I wonder if she asleep or, you understand? Black Mamba, what you riding now, brother? I'm not serious boy thing. Yeah, we know say PNP right now, a birthday party. See? But say, this is a matter of national importance, brother. These awards are supposed to be given to people who have earned them, who deserve them. You understand? Who has contributed to this country, to national development, and have not been involved in any hanky-pankery and no easy man schismness. You understand? There are many Jamaicans out there who fit that bill, brother. You have many educators who have been teaching for 40 years, you know, sir. You have many police officers who have been giving service to this country from the devil was a boy, you know. You have many doctors who have helped to develop different things, Jamaican overseas, and have served this country admirably, you know. You have many sport personalities who have bring attention to Jamaica where the tourist board can't pay for, you know, down the years, you know. You have musicians who have helped to shape and carve this music where we market in our tourism product, you know. And them never get a sweetie, you know, ice cement or a bag juice, you know. And enough of them man, they don't have no criminal conviction back then. They never give Barry some man nothing about it. You know how much song Barry's response. Forget about Barry's song. They know how much big song Barry's responsible about it, how much artists Barry's make about it. What Barry's ever get to ice cement? And yesterday I did him birthday, then give him an ice cement sack. Eh? I just ask Barry's. You see? And Barry's is just one. Well, I don't remember Barry's being given anything. So, them good as game, I don't remember. So, don't tell me that before I make a fool of myself out here. You see? Arville Burrell, only Arville Burrell. Now scatter name, sir. Alright, dance. Alright, dance. What's scatter name? Arville Burrell scatter name too? You thought dancer? Me not think so. When I interviewed him, that never in a discussion, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Alright, make a move on. So you know. Watch out. Who done it? Rev Miller was first convicted in 2011 for negligence resulting in the loss of his licensed firearm. Ah, Shaggy. Arville Burrell. Shaggy. I think Shaggy has been conferred already, man. I think Shaggy has been conferred already. I forgot Arville Burrell or Shaggy. I mean, I normally know these things, you know, but alright. Good as cause me in a cuss mode. I think Shaggy has been conferred with the national honor already, you know. When you have on the phone, man, now do your research, man. When you there, bother me. I want to, man. When I move like Changam head Bartlett, you know. Hey man, so I still ask about Shaggy. You know, just Google it family and help me too. You understand? This is tell me foolishness about if me a robot. What do you know what to look for? So that ask me if me a robot. What do you look for? Alright. Watch out now. So, yeah. So, Rev Miller was first convicted in 2011 for negligence resulting in the loss of his licensed firearm. The gun was stolen from his car as he parked to pick plums at a St. Andrew school. He said at the time, at a St. Andrew school, he said at the time, he was sentenced to a fine of $80,000. His second and more serious conviction came 5 years later on July 2016 when the popular clergyman was found guilty of attempting to pervert the course of justice and sentenced to $1 million fine. He was charged in 2010 after drug kingpin Christopher Dodoscoke was apprehended in his sport utility vehicle in St. Catherine on June 22nd that year. Miller, who is appealing the conviction, has insisted that at all times the Jamaican police were aware that he was taking coke to the United States Embassy in St. Andrew to surrender. Coke's arrest ended weeks after, I don't know the whole life story. I ain't forgetting that stuff. But we could continue. Alright. However, Bartlett disclosed that Miller's recommendation was sufficiently strong to convince the committee that he is deserving of the honor. You know what I mean? In life, you see, I would like to see some of the people that will never get picked and see them CV and for them recommendation. Because I am absolutely certain absolutely sure that there are persons who would have been rejected or denied who are more deserving of a national award or to be conferred with a national honor than Merrick Al Miller. That's all me have to say. Watch out. The power and quality of a recipient's contribution cannot be effaced by an error in judgment in time in your life. And me understand that, you know. Me get that. Say, you will fall along the wayside, but you're still a good youth. But I am certain that this time around, there must be a number of people who are more deserving than Alfred Adolphus. You understand? Alright. You wouldn't have a recommendation that include a conviction. You are not honoring someone for a conviction. Wow. 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 I did not know that. You are honoring them because they have been able to overcome the difficulties in life and excel and make a contribution that is exemplary. You understand? We don't line up one for Dark Pan, one for them man there. Joel and them man there too. Because since as we just like youths and what. Bartlett like Miller noted that nearly all the great men in history have had moments of concerns in their lives. But they have overcome it. And in overcoming it, they have made enormous contributions to the development of human family. And that is what defines them. Miller told the Sunday Gleaner during a recent interview. And Kaka might as well. You understand? Since I would just honor some people. Just go and honor some people. And I have nothing against Merrick, you know. I don't know Merrick. I have never met him. He's not my friend. I am not his friend. But I'm just saying, I am certain that more deserving Jamaicans are there. And I'm certain that among those deserving Jamaicans, some of them would have been rejected this time, and one Al Miller would have been given the green light. You understand? And the committee they need for dash way. The committee need for rearrange. You understand? It's a national award. Why everybody on the committee belong to one political party? Then that can't make no sense. Only in Jamaica. This is Jamaica to rot it. You understand? Jamaica. Thankfully, them did honor. Father Lee Scratch before he passed. I want to say that the last interview me do. Before I paused doing interviews. Lee Scratch Perry's name came up quite a bit. Zane, and me there try angle forget. You know what I mean? I interview with the great man, but me late man. You see me? I don't say thing though. You can't interview everybody. So it would have been nice to have documented Lee's journey. I would have enjoyed that, I'm sure, but it wasn't to be. Let me take this opportunity to express my condolences to the family and friends of the great man. One of the most colorful, eccentric characters in Jamaica's musical history. One of the pioneers, one of the brave ones who was willing to push the boundaries and the envelope and to create, you understand, and not to just sit down and accept what was there. Lee's a man, by all accounts, the man either you love or you don't really love him. He had his methods and his way, very innovative, and he would have been behind many of the greats and great songs that you and I sing and rock to, and his contribution to the music will live on forever. You understand? Another great has departed. Bob Andy, not so long ago, Uri, Bonnie Wheeler, Toots, no, Lee Scratch. By the way, teach them, have you interviewed him already? No, sir. I mean, Lee Scratch, I wish. I said that I was trying to, but it just never worked out. I would have loved it, but you know what, so it go. Truth is, I won't get to interview everybody for whatever reason. Some people unfortunately pass. Some people will not be interested. Some people probably do something one time and me tackle them about it and them in them feelings. You understand? Some people you probably interview somebody where them and them not good, and you understand? So we just keep doing it to move on to the next one. Father Lee Scratch, 85 years old. At this time, I'm still not certain as to the cause of death. He was in the Noel Holmes Hospital in Lucy. Not sure for how long either. And such. The great Rainford Perry and thing. He actually hails from Hanover as well. And think he was awarded the Grammy for the best reggae album in 2003, I think, and would have been nominated in 2010 or 2012. I don't even know. You see me? So, what about great man? Zane, it's a pity say I never get to sat in with you and all a reason, but I saw the thing set up. You understand? What is to be must be. Another great man. And them things. I suppose, well, make we see, because you never know. Line up an interview with Andrew, the Prime Minister. First thing, you see, I don't even know if them man are really interested to talk to a man like me, because you know they don't see us as being journalists or part of mainstream media. And my understanding is that with interviews of that nature, you have to submit a list of questions for them to be vetted. I don't have time for that. You understand what I say? If I interview you, I interview you, brother. I don't come for act or stick to no script. If I ask you a question and you can't answer, you say you can't answer. You understand? If I ask you a question and you don't want to answer, you tell me say you don't answer it, then we're gone. See, nobody read no question or tell me to write no question. So, them things are probably not gone. Because I not write no question send go in a body bridging. We are talking about Jamaica. No secret, no debate. We just talk. If I ask you sit in your answer, if you don't want to answer, you don't answer. You understand? I tell man about submit no possible question, man. Go here, man. Time for that. Like a basic school, me damn people are basic school, me. Like me a fool. So, but if them willing, we're ready. We have a camera them, we have a mic them, we have a question them, we have the mind frame. Yeah, man. Well, we're not upon them like a movie script business. We are reason about Jamaica. You say you love Jamaica, me say me love Jamaica, all of we love Jamaica. I could talk about Jamaica. We don't need to script nothing about Jamaica. You understand what I say? So I don't have control the interview. I saw it in the free flowing. You understand what I say? You see my interview them, we just reason. As a matter of fact, I don't even like call my thing them interview. I reason with some artists. So when someone come talk about look, me not top laugh at the interview. If me get joke, me I go laugh. If me get a million joke, me I go laugh a million times. So if you know like that, brother, me not in the mainstream media, my thing different, and that is why the artists them like it too, because they can be themselves and be real. They don't have to be a stiff neck jacket and time. I laugh, we laugh. Sure. I don't know to say. Go man. You understand? Laugh me a laugh. And sing. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. The real thing. We don't controlled by no media and no advertiser and this. That's why I not really enough things I not do and not really understand why I not do it, you know. You understand what I say? Because we get opportunities and people make proposals, but you can't come go for my thing, man, and go on like you want water down my thing is just real and natural. Me and some artists, we are all a reason. Don't call me thing in an interview night. A reason, we are a reason. You understand? And my uncle and my cousin and my brother them and my sister them and all a reason. Me not top laugh. Man, how teach them love. Me not top laugh. If me get a million joke, a million and one laugh, because me have a extra laugh. You understand? Then that's why what thing then different. So the numbers don't lie. You understand what I say? Even if the interview them don't go big immediately over time, by the time you say, Bomba, so the interview they did this, sir. And so much people watch it so fast. I saw it think, you know, sometimes you have some spike and some level of time on YouTube. You have to know a thing goes still. But yeah, man, we give thanks. Peeps, we're there. We're out here. Well, we're in here now. Because I'm not really too take on the street if I not have to take on the street. You understand what I say? Because you see him? And thing. As I said, I try to do my part one. We're not really taking a risk right now. Give thanks. We have, you know, some interviews put on because we know things set up to, you know, so we work hard. Sometimes, I remember one week I do 6 interviews. Like I was mad tired, but that is why you do the work, so you can relax a little sometime, you see me? Because the two hardest thing about the interviews is research and editing. Editing fine, it take long but right. See, but the research, because sometimes there's nothing on some artists and nothing written. You understand? And one thing I don't do, I don't sit and watch an interview to go interview an artist. I not depend on that. You understand? So if it is not written, but just make it flow and we pick up as we go along. You understand? We have a local structure and things just fit into that. We have a lesson plan, a unit plan, a action plan. What them know about that? Pips, big up on yourself. Zane, when you say, I stream 2 weeks, 2 days in a row. You can't talk to me, you know. You understand? Teacher, you know. Friday and Sunday, today or Sunday. Yeah, that day. Yeah. You understand? Interview Tuesday. See? Remember when we interview Buru Bantan said the baddest singer in a dancehall music, reggae music, dancehall. Baddest dancehall singer is X-Man. If you remember that, you don't know who come Tuesday. He man sing a whole interview. Him, and you know it, a man can sing. And when I say a man sing a whole interview, every song a man sing, a man just sing and knock off me. But I don't sing, a man a sing. It was a singing view. You understand? We talk, but it's a basic man sing. Peeps, big up on yourself. Tuesday, 7:30, I think. You know, make it a date and don't be late. Don't look for it, get book for it and them things. We love you know. Heart of love. Appreciate the support. Me I see some people, me not say long time. Me say Anna K come through and gone. Me say Touche come through and gone. Me say Miss Pearly Simpson, me never see her from the devil was a boy. Me see her. Who else me saw? Me say Trevian Spike, me didn't see him for a while. But then me never there for a while. So me don't know. But when me there, me never see him. You understand? Who else me not see for a while? Me say James Bond. What day I never did see him because him did lose internet down Antarctica. Which they sitting there and them. But people don't big up on yourself, you know. See? So with there, I give thanks. We saw no Tuesday, you know what I mean? And for the people that want to watch some interview, they don't go watch the interview. Them I'm to them, I know man record. I don't know them sitting there. Fly anyway, Miss Joan Gray, Harold Roberts, Sizzler Fan, big up yourself, you know. Dutch Manners, is it Xavier Montague? If you're here for the first time, welcome. You understand? The eyes teach them. You understand? Welcome to the family. Zane, you know what thing go. Manners and respect. If it's a new subby, heart of love. You understand? And people, no, I don't want to forget say we don't have things to do, especially the moderator. Remember say, when you're still a spokesperson with a road for your channel, everybody want to meet supposed to know about the channel. When you're supposed to know nobody want to know about the channel. Everybody in the family is supposed to subscribe. You know? Everybody in the family is supposed to watch a video. You know? All if I for them thing and just make it play and like you and then them sitting there and then the work will not work. Peeps. Empress Millie, Miss McDermott, big up yourself. You know what I mean? Heart of love. Creation, what I go on youth, man. Everything good. I need to do a call-in stream one of them time. But I don't really like doing call-in stream if Scotty not there on the scene. You understand? And she can't manage the streets. She has to say streets are not fair. Streets not safe. So we don't know. And then my computer, for some very strange reason, I manage for bringing in a panic. I try to change my computer, but then Apple now release the computer anymore. So I just go on with it. And then something. So hopefully them things I can go on. But we need to do a call-in stream and hear some people and share some views and them something. Peeps, big up on yourself. Soon, when me soon, heart of love, walk good, step with Jah, safe travel upon the gravel. Before me go, we don't want no more bloodshed, man. So we could jack back this before we leave, no? Yeah, man.
What should I know I can't dare represent for teach them? Oh no, we don't want no more bloodshed. We don't want no more youth dead. They look at Jamaica where we love, bring it back to what it was. Too much gangsters and thugs and AKs and slugs. Hey, take a look at the rainbow. Let your sorrows and pain go. You can't make life and no still I take life. Say you a murderer, one day you must pay the price. Life is so hard. Every day we see ghosts. You gotta live it up right. Are you wicked? Gundo. If it's not by police, by a gunman. That's the way it goes. Living in a the ghetto region. Teach them, down in a the ghetto where we born and grow. No, that the others some other one we know. Every day she said, teacher, protect your life. Vampires and bloodsuckers walk day and night. Them say them a friend, them are no friend. Make the right choice. And make sure you listen to your mama voice. Now this, teach them because you're walking with your crew. You make me mother cry a straight lightning for you. But if you this way, you can get with. That's alright because I love teach them chant every day and night. So watch out. We don't want no more bloodshed. Teach them, entertain them, educate them, and Gandhi say that's time.
Peeps, big up on yourself. Hold on there. Then why this not change over? Go over, sir. Right. Yeah, you do big up on yourself. That tune there, get used to it. That tune there a long time tuning about a big tune. You understand me I say? Yeah man. You know, auntie, we need some more of them tune in a stream like and then sit there. One of them time, may I get some dub plates like and thing. Bless up the tune. And peeps, heart of love. I'm out.
Thank you for tuning in. Like the stream before you go. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Remember to share the stream with your family and friends and browse the channel for more amazing content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them. Hey, yo, hello. Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them. Right here. Warlord representing.